Look, the RAV4 and CR-V have been running this compact SUV game forever, but the 2025 Kia Sportage is rolling up like it wants a piece of the crown. I've had my hands on all three of these rides, and man, this battle ain't as clear-cut as people think. It's actually pretty damn close. Hello everyone. This is Scott from CarlandTV. It's time to hop in the front seat because today we're taking a hard look at the 2025 Kia Sportage to see if this bad boy's actually got the muscle to run with the RAV4 and CR-V, or if it's just flexing with some shiny screens and a slick body. But first, do me a quick favor. Tap that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. It ain't required, but those clicks keep this thing rolling and make it easier for me to keep dropping solid car content straight to your screen. Now, let's get back into it. The compact SUV war in 2025. Alright, let's kick this off with the basics. The 2025 Kia Sportage starts just under 29 grand and tops out around 40, depending on how wild you go with trims. That's already cheaper than a Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4, and you're getting a lot of standard gear right out of the gate. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a digital gauge cluster, and even driver assists like forward collision warning and lane keeping, all included. Kia loads this thing up so you don't feel like you're being nickel and dimed at the dealer. Now, here's the part you've got to know. The base engine is a 2.5-liter four-cylinder with 187 horsepower, tied to an 8-speed auto. It's fine for getting around town, but don't expect fireworks. Car and Driver clocked it at over 9 seconds, 0 to 60, which is definitely turtle pace compared to some rivals. If you want more punch, you've got to look at the hybrid or PHEV, but that's another story. Fuel economy is decent though, around 25 to 28 miles per gallon combined depending on front or all-wheel drive. I've seen folks hit 31 mpg on the highway, which ain't bad for something this size. Inside, Kia went for a flash. Big curved screen, optional 12.3-inch infotainment, even a snazzy two-tone interior if you're into that. And let's not forget, Kia's warranty is still the best in the business. 10 years, 100,000 miles on the powertrain. That's peace of mind you just don't get from Honda or Toyota. Next up, let's stack that against what the RAV4 and CR-V bring to the table. Pricing and value. Sportage money starts just shy of 29 grand and runs up near 40 if you tick every box. What do I like about it? Even the base trim comes stacked with gear. You're not nickel and dimed for Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, digital gauges, and safety tech. Jump to the EX, and you've got a big 12.3-inch screen, heated seats, and wireless charging. If you asked me which one I'd park in my driveway, that's the trim. Sweet spot, new question. Now I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Resale is where Kia still lags. You bring me a 5-year-old CR-V or RAV4, and I can move it quickly at good money. A Sportage? Not as hot. But Kia knows this and backs you up with the strongest warranty out there. 5 years, 60,000 bumper to bumper, and 10 years, 100,000 on the powertrain. That's peace of mind if you're the kind of person who runs a car till it's paid off and then some. So yeah, value's where Kia plays hard. Lower sticker, loaded trims, monster warranty. Resale's weaker, but if you keep your cars, that warranty makes up for it. Powertrain options. The Sportage comes standard with a 2.5-liter four-cylinder pushing 187 horsepower. It's paired to an 8-speed auto. Front-wheel drive is standard, and you can spec all-wheel drive if you need the extra traction. Here's the truth. It's fine for errands and commuting, but it's not quick. Independent tests put it at about 9.1 seconds to 60, which feels lazy compared to most rivals. You hammer the gas, it makes noise, and it eventually gets there. Now, if you don't like waiting for power, Kia's got the hybrid and plug-in hybrid. The hybrid jumps to 226 horses and drops the 0 to 60 into the 7-second range. That's a big difference. You actually feel some pull when you need to merge or pass. The plug-in hybrid goes even further, with electric-only range for short trips and plenty of combined grunt when the gas motor kicks in. For folks who like the outdoorsy look, Kia sells trims like the X-Line and X-Pro. The X-Line is mostly style, black wheels, unique trim. The X-Pro actually earns some stripes with all-terrain tires and drive modes for dirt or snow. You're not tackling Moab in it, but it'll handle a muddy trail or gravel road just fine. So, when you're shopping, the question is simple. Do you want cheap and basic, or do you want the hybrid with better power and mileage? Because that's where this SUV really wakes up. Tech and features. Step inside the Sportage, and you can tell Kia's swinging for the fences with tech and design. Even the base trim comes with a digital gauge cluster and an 8-inch screen, but if you step up to the EX or higher, you're staring at a slick 12.3-inch infotainment setup that curves into another 12.3-inch driver display. It looks straight out of a luxury car, and customers walk in here and say, "Damn, that's a lot of screen for under 40 grand." Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard, though keep in mind they're wired unless you stick with the smaller screen. You've also got neat touch-sensitive controls under the screen that flip between climate and audio. It looks sharp but takes a second to get used to. The higher trims sweeten the deal with wireless charging, a Harman divided by CarlandTV sound system, and even a subscription-based Wi-Fi hotspot. It's a loaded tech menu, and honestly, this is where Kia outshines Toyota and Honda. The RAV4's infotainment works, but it feels dated. The CR-V's is clean and simple, but it doesn't wow you. The Sportage, though? It feels modern the second you sit down. That said, flashy screens don't mean much if the software lags. Kia's system has improved, but it's not bulletproof. Sometimes the menus take a second, and not everybody loves the touch slider controls. Still, if you want the wow factor when you open the door, Sportage nails it. Let's roll into space and comfort next, because this thing's got more room than most folks expect. Interior space and comfort. Hop in the back of the Sportage, and the first thing folks say is, "Man, this is roomy." Rear legroom is a big win here, and I've had 6-footers sit back there without knees digging into the seatbacks. Cargo's another strong point, about 40 cubic feet behind the seats, and close to 70 when you drop them flat. Kia even threw in a dual-level cargo floor so you can hide stuff or fit taller gear without fighting with the hatch. Families see that, and their eyes light up. Up front, it's more about style. You've got that curved display across the dash, a clean rotary shift knob, and if you want to get fancy, there's a two-tone interior option that really pops. It feels way more modern than the RAV4's no-nonsense cabin, or even the CR-V's classy but safe design. Now, don't get me wrong, not everything's premium. The piano black trim shows fingerprints if you even look at it funny, and some of the plastics down low remind you this isn't a luxury SUV. But when you're in the driver's seat, the overall vibe is solid, comfortable seats, plenty of space, and good visibility. This is the kind of interior that sells people. It looks fresh, it feels roomy, and it makes you forget you're in the budget player of the segment. Driving experience. Climb in and take it for a spin. You'll see quickly what this Sportage is all about. It's smooth, easy to drive, and laid back as hell. Steering is light, and suspension does its job, and the whole vibe screams commuter-friendly. Damn, if you're expecting thrills, you're barking up the wrong tree. This isn't a corner carver. It's more like that buddy who's always chill, never in a hurry. Now, let's be real. That base 2.5-liter motor with 187 horses? It's slow. You floor it, and it's like the car's taking a deep breath before it decides to move. Perfectly fine for running errands, school runs, or cruising to work. But if you're heavy on highway merges or like some pep, you'll be wishing for more. That's why I always tell folks to look at the hybrid. With 226 horsepower, it's got way more pull and still saves you gas. You hit the pedal and it actually responds. Basically, no waiting around. Noise-wise, it's decent. At 70 miles per hour, you'll hear a little more than in a CR-V, but it's not deal-breaking. Ride comfort? Solid. It eats up bumps without beating up your spine. And if you go X-Pro with the all-terrain tires, you can even take it down a muddy trail or gravel lot without sweating it. So yeah, driving a Sportage is about being comfortable, not being quick. It's built for the grind, not the glory runs. If that's your vibe, this thing nails it. Reliability and long-term ownership. When folks ask me about long-term peace of mind, this is where Toyota and Honda usually shut the door on everybody else. The RAV4 and CR-V have reputations that go back decades, and damn, they've earned it. You see those things hit 200,000 miles all the time, and buyers don't even blink. That's why resale is sky high on both of them. You trade one in, and I can move it off the lot the same week. Now, Kia's a different story. 10, 15 years ago, people laughed at the idea of putting a Sportage next to a CR-V. But I'll give credit where it's due. Kia's come a long way. The reliability numbers have climbed, and the warranty is still the best in the business. 10 years, 100,000 miles on the Powertrain, 5 years, 60,000 bumper to bumper. That's basically Kia saying, go ahead, beat on it, we'll cover you. The flip side is resale. Even a clean Sportage won't hold its value like a Toyota or Honda. You keep it for 5 years, you're going to lose more on the back end compared to the big two. So here's how I pitch it. If you're the type who leases or flips cars every 3 or 4 years, stick with Toyota or Honda. You'll get your money back. But if you're the kind of driver who buys new and runs it until the wheels damn near fall off, Kia's warranty makes the Sportage a real contender. It's not the king of dependability yet, but it's knocking on the door.